Death of Age of War, posted by Louis C. Age of War might have been stolen from me in a legal way. Max Games is, as we speak, threatening me of suing me for damages if I release any other Age of War game. When we were ready to release Age of War 2, Max Games paid me. However, in the PayPal comments, they wrote this: exclusive, no in-game ads or sales or sequels or prequels. We have distribution rights. The trick here is that he doesn't mention a length for the sequels or prequels. At the time, I didn't pay attention and accepted the payment. I wanted to create an iPhone version of the game, so I contacted Max Games, and the response I got was clear: they owned the game for life, and I would not make any sequel except if I was working with them only. For some obscure reason, Max Games forgot about the duration of the deal and are now arguing that I sold the right to make a sequel for life. Which I would never do, it's just stupid. I still don't know what I will do. I might release a sequel just to piss them off and end up in court. I could also release a very similar game called Army of Ages. And so, a case of legal extortion by a shady game website led to the creation of the most epic entry in the Age of War franchise. What is in the sky, everyone? My name is Lasmalan and welcome to Army of Ages. I am very excited to play this game. This is actually the third game that I'm trying now, because when I first sat down to record, I tried to do Territory War 2, and a whole bunch of stuff happened, and then I also tried to record Territory War 3, but the point is, those two games do not have an offline mode, so screw them. And then I thought, what can I record instead? Ah, yes. I'm just starting to release my Age of War 2 videos, and even though I kind of waited before playing this game because I'm like, what if I release my Age of War 2 videos and people are like, play more of this, try to beat it on Insane, it's totally worth it. But if I had to wager a guess, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it to try to beat Age of War 2 in Intense. But if I have to go and do that after playing this game, I will. I mean, I don't have to do it. But, you know, if it turns out that it's actually a fun challenge to try, I can do it after playing this game and have it not be weird, because really they are sort of different games, even though they are by the same developers, or at least one of the developers. I don't know. I know one of the developers got screwed over as far as copyright went, and so he made this game and did not call it Age of War 3 because he couldn't, but made it similar on purpose, and it is my favorite in the series. Let's create a profile, and alright, so credits. Developed by Louis Simon Maynard? You know what? Let's not check credits. We can view scores, and I'm doing that just to out of curiosity. Oh, okay, we can't check scores because they're loading. Well, that's 0 for 2. Achievements? Okay, we can at least check achievements. We'll check it after playing to see if there's any we can reasonably get. But let's make a new game, and I'm going to, out of the gate, I remember I struggled to beat Age of War 1 and Age of War 2 on hard, and I tried Age of War 1 on impossible, and immediately got screwed over a lot, and was like, nope. I didn't even try Age of War 2 on impossible, but I'm trying this on Insane. This is an amazing little segment. I absolutely love it because it's a short tutorial. I mean, if you're watching me play this game, you probably have watched other people play this game or played the game yourself, so you're not going to be surprised by any of this. And if you are, then I'm ruining it with my commentary. But there is a meteor that has almost hit us, almost prevented us from playing this game. So this thing right here, I wish this was like a final boss. Once we destroyed the base, it came out and we had to fight it. Wouldn't that be so cool? But this isn't that type of game. I love the segment because of like the humor and stuff in it. I just wish that they focused a little more on the music. The music kind of made it. I wish it stuck around for a little more. Alright, skip tutorial because I know the tutorial is abusable and I do not want to abuse it. Gatherer. So, the secret to this game, I think I know the entire point of this game. Alright, Sling Hunter. Let's build those Sling Hunters. Let's upgrade them. I'm rushing right now. The reason that I'm rushing is that... Alright, are you guys like... Maybe building Sling Hunters first wasn't the best option. Maybe. But we're going to start gathering them, more and more of them. Alright, Slingshotters, I guess we can upgrade your health. And while we're at it, make you faster. So we're starting to fight them off. Here is the... And, like... This thing right here. We can only have up to 30 units. Why is that the secret to this game, you may ask? Here's why. Right, they're entering, new units are coming. I got into this game so abruptly, I kind of assumed like you know this game. But I'm sure you know this game. There's different sorts of turrets that they have. It's similar to Epic War and the other types of games of that genre, which we need to name that genre. Eventually we're gonna like create a movement where we name the genre. And they have different insect-looking aliens coming and destroying us. This is like pixel art that's scaled up, and this thing is vectors. It's so weird. It looks weird together, but that's a bit of a nitpick. So, why is this thing the secret, you may ask? Let's build a dragon as I delay responding to you in that manner. Eventually I'm going to respond. Right, so... But before that, let me explain a couple of things first. So this is our base, our cave, it has health. This is their alien nest, it has health. Just like Age of War 1 and 2, we can advance ages, and we will go from the Stone Age to eventually the Future Age. But the enemy does not do that. Instead, the enemy just gets different types of enemy spiders and monsters. How are we doing in destroying this turret? Well, we're destroying it, but it's gonna take a while. Right, now maybe I will finally answer you, but first let's increase the health of the dragons. We'll make them healthy first, but also increase the attack. Speed probably doesn't matter too much, because right now we aren't trying to win, we're trying to defend. And if the enemies are right here, it doesn't matter how fast it takes us to get here, it's not gonna be too slow anyway. Right. Now remember, I am an insane. I personally, I forgot that fact myself, so the fact that I'm holding off is actually not a bad thing by any means. So, finally, let's answer the question. Why is this so crucial? Well, we can build Tier 1 buildings and Tier 2 buildings. There's 4 of Tier 1 buildings, 4 of Tier 2 buildings. So there's 8 overall. We cannot build 8. We can only build up to 6 because there's only place for 6. So we have to choose which ones to build. We can't build all 8. However, we don't need to build all 6, because every time this timer hits its upward position, they spawn a unit. But they do not spawn that unit if you already have 30 people. So if we had 6 things here and each of them spawned things extremely fast, most of it would go to waste. Because most of it would reach this position, see that we already have 30 units, and then not spawn the unit. The optimal amount of units to spawn is probably like 3. And I don't remember, I think I spawned more than 3 like last times I played. But I just, you know, just looking at it from the outside, it's already pretty obvious that we need to only like build a small number of things, including a water reserves, which is gatherers collect water and that gives us money. That is important. But if there was no limit here, then the more buildings we had, the better. But with this limit, eventually we're gonna get up to 30 units, and after that, you know, we need to make sure we don't need to waste units basically. And I built dragons as my sort of tanks, and then ranged units in the form of Sling Hunters. This thing is still alive, but we can now advance ages. We can evolve to the next age, the medieval age. Right, medieval age. We can build archers and siege balloons. Right, so archers, max out attack. Siege balloons, max out health, max out attack. Archers, max out health. They are actually attacking us a lot, but that's okay. Let's use arrows to hold them off. Right. Let's also increase their spawn time and speed, sure. Speed is just a bonus. I should be focusing on spawn time for both of them first, then speed for both of them. And look, we already have 16 units and it's only going up. If we're right here at the base with 0 units, then technically the more we have here the better. Because, you know, it's not going to be capping, but like it's already close to 30. We don't need to have all 6 buildings and stuff. And, you know, despite not playing this game in ages, I mean, it's not a complex game. But still, if I didn't know about this thing, if I didn't know we could only have 30 units, I might have been like, build this, build that. Like, trained eagle. How many games allowed you to use trained eagles? Ballista. Who wouldn't want ballista? Knights. I mean, they're knights. Why wouldn't you build knights? It's so cool, right? But if you want efficiency, you just go for just a couple units, and I still haven't built my water reserves. That's why I'm not getting money. I just literally forgot about the water reserves. For you, all that matters is spawn time. Actually, I don't know. If we upgrade their damage, do they bring more water? I'm actually going to experiment with that. They're already at the next turret. I knew my strategy would work because I knew I was right about this limit thing. I didn't know it would be as effective on Insane. Are you serious? Are we going to beat the game so fast? Alright, max this out. So, we're gonna get water gatherers. Now, of course, me getting water gatherers is gonna make our battle harder for us, because now we're gonna build less archers and less siege balloons. They're gonna push us back. But I only want water gatherers for a bit to get some money. After that, I'm gonna pause them. So, you know, like, how much are we getting? I was stupid because I didn't... You know what? Okay, this is not the time to experiment. I will experiment later with a different age. I will experiment and see how much money an unupgraded gatherer will bring, and then upgrade the damage to 5 and see how much that will bring. But I mean, they don't... Do they... 4 attack. 10 attack. Is for the money that they gain, or do they like attack with an attack of 4 if they're forced to fight? That's the question. Because if the latter is the case, then attack for them is useless, because I'm not planning to have them fight. I'm planning to have my people fighting here beyond where the water gatherers are going to need to be. But they're holding off really well. I thought that after I built the gatherers, they might have started having a lot of problems, but they're holding off surprisingly well. Like, they're pushing them back to the turret, and then the turret is killing them because it's a powerful turret. But look at how weakened it already is. And this isn't that sort of game I've played all the time. I don't think the game is I don't think the game is complex enough to play all the time, but I have definitely played it. I've definitely played it a few times over the years. I think this is probably my most effective playthrough, because I just realized that we don't need to build many things, we just need to build enough things. But it is good that we already almost have the experience to advanced ages, because they are gonna get more and more people. They already have, let's see, Charger, which is a pretty strong looking bug. Their stats like biological, heavy, does extra damage to heavy units, +1. This evolved crawler. See, they already have evolved people. They have people attacking us in the air. We have measly little archers defending against all of that, and even managing to get some shots off against the turret, which is somehow not firing. Oh, okay, it's firing now, so I think it just has a small range. Alright, we are ready to evolve. And let's evolve. Oh, did I do that just as they evolved? I don't know. But Rifleman and Steam Spider. Oh, Steam Spider attacks ground only, but that's okay, because Steam Spiders are tanks. We need to, first and foremost, make sure they can defend us. And the Rifleman will do most of the damage. Alright. And of course, they do some damage to our base. Does it matter? The answer is no. Special attacks, there's a meteorite, which I think might hit all these people in the air as well as ones on the ground. There is... And I'm not bothering to explain most of this, because as I said, if this is like your first time watching this game, then I'm surprised. I have 81 subscribers right now. I consider my videos as doing well if they get 10 views. And this game has millions and upon millions of plays. So, I'll be very surprised if you're watching this and have not played the game before. Alright. I guess we can upgrade speed now. See, there's already 30 people, and we only have 2 things. We have 2 places. I don't even want to build the water gatherers here because I don't think I need to. I've maxed out all of these troops. What else can I spend money on? Turrets. I've never really used turrets. They're like essential in Age of War 1 and 2. And in this game, nah, I mean, I have always managed without them. Right, so... This turret is still at this, so we haven't managed to damage the turret more yet. The keyword is yet. Now, they are sending more and more troops. Obviously, once we reach the last stage, we're not going to... We're not going to really get water gatherers. We're just gonna get the best people we can get. A new unit. And maybe I should experiment more with like... Because Steam Birds, Steam Knights, Cannons, they all sound awesome. In fact, maybe I shouldn't have built the spiders. Maybe I should have built cannons to aid the riflemen. For a crap ton of range damage. Okay, well they're damaging the turret even more, but there's evolved Freelons. I don't know if Freelon is an actual thing or if it's something invented for the sake of this game. But you know, there's a lot of aliens, and it seems they're on a timer. It seems like every few seconds a specific type of enemy spawns. So they don't have the same problem I do. They're not gonna stop spawning enemies when they're capped out. Either that or they have a ridiculously large cap. We have a cap of 30, and even now when we seem to be actually struggling quite a bit against these spiders, we still have about 30 people here. Okay, well now we're starting to lose people, but... We have no water gatherers. All of our people are there to damage them. And again, we already have a lot of money despite not having water gatherers. I'm gonna build water gatherers for the next age, and then the one after that is the final one. I hope I won't need to build water gatherers there. Right. Now, I do, you know, like this is the one game, this is the easiest game I think in the franchise. I mean, you can see that I'm beating it on insane. Imagine if I end up losing this. All this talk for nothing. But I think I'm gonna beat it. And I'm gonna beat it on insane. Whereas the others I barely beat on hard and then didn't even beat on insane. So, you know, it's the easiest one, but it's also one that is really pleasant to play somehow. I don't have to always spawn units and have them wait in line, you know, I'm gonna have to at some point talk about the comparison between this game and Age of War 2. Mainly Age of War 2 because Age of War 1 is like much smaller, so it would only be fair to compare this with Age of War 2, especially since, you know, I don't know. It's not technically a sequel, but we are almost destroying this turret and I'm jumping between topics like crazy. Look at all these riflemen. I like the combat style of this more than Age of War 2 because instead of people waiting in a grocery store line, as I said when playing the first 2 games, they're actually clumping up and fighting together, and I can evolve. Alright, let's see what I can do. Rocket Marine. Marine. Hoverjet. Oh, I can't get a hover. Ah, so here is where it would be good for me to get water gatherers, and I will. Let's use some arrows because I'm doing worse than I would like to be doing, and I want this clump of people to die, so we're at least at like a fair. All right, I can now sell one of these. Okay, rocket marines, 80 health, 15 damage. plus 7 versus heavy, 3 seconds. These guys also 3 seconds, 5 damage and 80. So I'm definitely selling the Marine Stint. And instead of the Marine Stint, I'm buying a Water Carrier. Now, Rocket Marines upgrade damage. Air Fleet upgrade health. And I'm out of money. So yeah, maybe I should have bought the Water Gatherers from on the last stage, but this actually makes things more interesting, so I like it. Look at all these Marines. Especially rocket ones. Oh, maybe these ones attack faster. I don't know. Wait, alright, so yeah, they keep evolving. Right, so I like this style of combat, where they're clumping up together, there's real epic fights going on, not just the person in the front fighting and then like one ranged guy here attacking. But there is a downside to that. And in this particular game, it's most obviously seen. There are people spawning, and there's different types of units. But what we really see is just combat. Our side, their side, people shooting, people dying. It doesn't really end up mattering which particular units we choose. Like, if I have chosen a heavy marine instead of a rocket marine, or if I've chosen a helicopter instead of a jet, it wouldn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. The units don't feel different. In a game like, I don't know, a game like Epic War 4, there might be, like, it might not be hard, you might be able to win with many different loadouts, but within those loadouts, you can actually feel the difference from when you were picking like a magical setup, or a setup with apes, or a setup with gunpowder. Here, it is really, even the different ages don't really feel different. That is the main downside, I think, of the game. Also, and like maybe it would be more sort of that. Maybe this issue wouldn't be as prominent if they also had humans, and like we picked units, they picked different units, and then we saw which pick was the better pick. Maybe that would make it better, like make the units more distinguishable between each other. It is possible, but I mean, I wish that you could pick like, I play as the humans or aliens, enemies play as the humans or aliens, so like you could play in all 4 of these combinations. I wish you could do that, but there's a lot of I wishes in this game. The game is still very pleasant, and I like it. Ooh, these guys. The nightmares. They definitely look like a nightmare. I like how they have like blaster guns. Biological blaster guns. This thing is still alive. I mean, it's getting close to death, but it's still alive. Alright, water carriers. So here's the thing. So, we get a water carrier. How much do we get from that? 17 to 82. It's like we got like 65 from that. Yeah, it's like 65. And I know it's very approximate, but if I can't tell the difference, then there probably isn't a difference. Let's look at... Now, I upgraded it, and we're probably not going to feel the difference immediately. Yeah, because a lot of what we spawned is still unupgraded. This one, for example, is upgraded. It seems there is no difference. Okay, yeah, there is no difference. Alright, so, upgrading the attack on the water tank is officially useless. Do I still need the water tanks? I'll keep them because I'm not... Winning the skirmish is not my main priority here. My main priority is getting to the last age, which is when I'll really want to win that skirmish. Oh, but they're pushing us back. I mean, they always have. We have always kind of eventually resisted that push. I think it's time to sell the water tank, though. Yeah. I knew... See, they're only getting stronger, that's the thing. Have I even upgraded? I haven't even upgraded... I haven't even finished upgrading them. And I wonder why they're not doing too well. Huh. Silly me. Okay, now they're basically maxed except for speed, but who cares about speed? One of the best aspects of this game is the music, very epic, and according to my personal preference, I like this a lot more than Age of War and Age of... I just wanted to combine the words war and one, and this ended up saying like Age of War, Age of War 1 and Age of War 2. They had a really popular theme song called Glorious Morning, which is popular for a reason, I mean it's catchy, but this is so much more epic, and I much prefer being in this atmosphere. Like, it works together with the clumpedness and the battle feeling real, whereas it didn't feel real in the other games because people were waiting behind each other. Right. We are doing a lot better now that we have sold our water carriers. I just hope that this amount of money, plus whatever we get after evolving, is going to be enough for us to not need water carriers. We might still end up needing water carriers. Wait, did you? Oh no, this thing is still here, but I think we might. If we can hold off against all of this, there's like... What is this guy? Evolved Spitter? There's a lot of stats, but again, I don't really think they end up mattering too much. It's not... I mean, it's thankfully not rock, paper, scissors. I'm glad we have these stats. I'm also glad that we don't need to know them by heart to be able to win. But, you know... I do think that this lacks something. Also, what it lacks is that the backgrounds don't change as we evolve. And this actually plays to the game's disadvantage, because in Age of War 1, the background I think stayed the same throughout, but in Age of War 2 it changed depending on who evolved first. Here they might have thought, well, the aliens are still gonna stay the same, even though we're going to evolve, it should probably okay to keep the background the same. But the thing about that is that we are ready to evolve. Alright, to infinite and beyond, let's assault ship. Outright, just straight up assault ship and rolling thunder, I guess. I don't actually know which ones are the best. Let's use arrows. Right. Rolling thunder. Let's upgrade our stuff. I kinda had to panic when choosing. Maybe I'll choose something else instead of the rolling thunder. Let's see. Rolling thunder, 35 base damage, 300 base health, 3 seconds. 335, 3. This one, 100, no, 500, 100, 6. Ooh, might be better. A bit worse in terms of health, but better in terms of attack, definitely. Ooh. 8 seconds. Ooh, these walkers are basically tanks, but even still, 8 seconds, that's almost enough to get 3 of these 300 health people, so maybe I did make the right choice. Angelian, 240 and 30. So that's worse. Yeah, I think I made the right choice. Maybe not, but evidently we're doing something right. We're already here. We've already destroyed that turret and are now destroying this one. Jeez. We're doing so well. And let's help ourselves out. The arrows are the only thing I even used. And that's because I don't usually like using special abilities. There were times when we need to clear them out like that, but I don't like relying on special abilities. Alright, we're already here. I mean, the assault ships are of course. Wait, what? Did they only get 80 health? Oh, maybe that's like... No. I mean, compared to 1360 health, 80 is like basically no difference, so I'm kind of surprised actually. Alright, we're losing people. Let's get something else. Let's build something else. I was thinking of building fabs, so yeah, let's build them. Like that. I'm out of money. Well, I almost didn't need water carriers. Almost. But we can now use special attack, like especially arrows, they're so cheap compared to the amount of XP we're getting. We can keep using it and being really wasteful with it, and we're still gonna go up on experience. So we're kind of clearing the way for ourselves. We now have more money, so... There. And now I guess we can upgrade speed, because it's gonna be good, like, when we're fighting here, we're eventually gonna lose troops. It will be good if the new ones got here quickly. Alright, arrows. Now, of course, I could have used a lot of different other strategies. Oh, I already won. Nice. Alright, 25 minutes on Insane. I know people have done better. Like, we can look at the scoreboard. We can, right? I forgot that the scoreboard didn't load for some reason. Right, well... I mean, like, I could have chosen different units. I could have built 4 things instead of 3 things, or like 3 things instead of 2 things, if we don't include water carriers. I could have tried to win earlier by using more special attacks. That's the kind of stuff that adds to the game's replayability, but it's not necessarily something that makes me feel bad about my current win. Not bad at all, and great game. I'm gonna end this video here. I think I talked about all the major points about the comparison of this game with Age of War 2, but I could have forgotten some. There will be plenty of time in the future to discuss that. I might play more of Army of Ages. Maybe I'll like do some challenges, because it is really a fun game, and I've already beaten it in under 30 minutes, so maybe, but due to the units not feeling too different, it might not be worth it. In any case, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video, whatever it is. Goodbye.